conflict. The United States also getting involved in the Gaza war, and today it's sending a Navy aircraft carrier strike group to the Mediterranean Sea to support Israel. We're also learning that the leader of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad group says militants are holding 30 Israelis captive in Gaza. He says that the captives will be released only after all Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails are set free. Meanwhile, Hamas say they also are holding more than 100 prisoners hostage in Gaza.
And earlier today, an Israeli security cabinet declared a state of war, with media outlets reporting the death toll climbing to at least 700 killed in the country. CNN's Nick Robertson with more on the recent reports that 260 bodies were found at a music festival site.
There were a lot of abandoned, shut-up vehicles along the road, the highway around where that music festival was taking place in Re'im, which is about 20 miles or so south of where we are in Sderot. It had been going through the night. A lot of young people there enjoying themselves, dancing, enjoying the music as the sun was coming up. And then the missile strikes, the intercepts, the Iron Dome going off, and all that confusion. And out of that confusion, it appears that Hamas ran on there and were just killing in a frenzied way anyone that they could reach, anyone that they couldn't sort of pull back and take away and get back to Gaza.
The Israeli military has evacuated more than 20 Israeli communities near Gaza. In Gaza, the Palestinian Health Ministry says that at least 400 people have been killed in several counterattacks, with some 2,000 people being injured on both sides.
7 News on 10:05, Global Affairs Canada oversees reports of one Canadian who has died and 2 others who are missing. The agency said Canadian officials in Israel are in contact with local authorities in an effort to confirm those reports and to gather more information. Some Canadians are stuck in Israel in the midst of fighting with airlines canceling their flights out of the country. Global Affairs Canada has advised that more than 1,400 registered Canadians in Israel and 492 in the Palestinian territories to limit their movements and shelter in place until it's safe to leave.
You're listening to All News Radio, City News 680. The time is 10:06. In Afghanistan, where at least 2,000 people are dead following strong earthquakes in the western region. Global Affairs Canada says it's not aware of any Canadians who are missing or who were killed in what officials say is one of the deadliest quakes to hit the country in 2 decades. The earthquake initially hit as a magnitude 6.3 quake and was followed by 3 strong aftershocks. A government spokesperson says the death toll is likely higher and villages have been destroyed and hundreds trapped under debris. Officials say people today are using their hands to dig out the dead and injured.
You're listening to All News Radio, City News 680, the time now 10:07. If you're hitting the roads this long weekend, you won't be alone. OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt says police will be there too.
Well, it's a Thanksgiving long weekend, and for police services all across Canada, it's also Operation Impact. We'll be watching out for high-risk driving behavior. We often call that the Big Four: aggressive driving, distracted driving, impaired driving, and people not wearing their seatbelt or safety equipment.
Last year, 7 people died over the Thanksgiving long weekend in traffic collisions.
City News time 10:07. Quick, name your favorite pie. Did you say pumpkin? Sure, pumpkin pie is a Thanksgiving staple, but as city's Kevin Meisner is finding out, the seasonal pumpkin pie isn't high on everyone's list of favorites.
I caught Chris walking out of Wanda's Pie in the Sky here in Kensington Market with a pink paper bag containing pies for his Thanksgiving feast.
I just got apple and cherry.
No pumpkin pie.
No pumpkin pie.
And why is that?
Preference.
Yeah, apparently not everyone's digging into pumpkin pie. Sarah anticipated that.
I have sour cherry, strawberry rhubarb, and pumpkin pie. And I don't know if everyone likes pumpkin pie. I'm going to a Thanksgiving dinner, so that's why I've got a variety of all the other ones.
Raj used to hate pumpkin pie. Now it's his favorite. He'll be seeking it out at his Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, there is going to be apple pie, pumpkin pie, but I'm just going for the pumpkin pie, maybe with a cognac or something.
Okay, so every pie mentioned is a winner for me except for cherry. Don't like it? Pass the pumpkin, please. In Kensington Market, I'm Kevin Meisner.
And just in time for spooky season, the latest remake of The Exorcist grabs #1 at the weekend box office. Margie Charlotte of the Associated Press has the numbers.
We've met before. The Exorcist Believer was the only major new release this weekend. It made $27.2 million domestically, according to studio estimates. That's more than what the next 3 films combined earned. Last week's #1 film, Paw Patrol: The Mighty Movie, drops to second place. The 10th Saw movie is in third. The Creator is fourth, and The Blind is number 5. I'm Archie Zaraletta.
Up next, you have your gas price update.
City News Time 10:09.
This is City News 680. Planning on selling your home? Don't settle for 5% total commission. When you list your home with Modern Solution Realty, you pay total 2% commission. 1% to seller agent, 1% to buyer agent. You still get full service while saving thousands. Don't overpay for the same service. No upfront fees and no hidden costs, no fine print, and no gimmick. Modern Solutions local expert team believes in fair 2% total commission. Find out how much you can save today at modernsolutions.ca.
You're listening to City News 680 right now. Time for your gas price update. Empro predicts the price will not change at midnight, holding at $1.47.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Coming up in just 60 seconds, we'll have an update on your drive, including a number of delays and a vehicle fire on the eastbound 401. Our Justin Pierce will have the latest on that, as well as our weather specialist, Denise Andriacci, with your updated weather forecast. City News Time, 10:10.
Hey, Dad, look. It says here that the flu can get pretty serious for seniors. Some people even end up in the hospital.
Good thing I already got my flu shot. Fluzone High Dose Quadrivalent, actually. It's specifically made for seniors like me.
Nice. Fluzone High Dose Quadrivalent is publicly funded in Ontario for people over 65. Ask your doctor or pharmacist for Fluzone High Dose Quadrivalent. Fluzone High Dose Quadrivalent is a vaccine used to prevent influenza in adults 65 years of age and older. Vaccines don't provide 100% protection or reduce the risk of hospitalization. Side effects and allergic reactions may occur. Visit fluzone.ca to learn more. The Princess Margaret Home Lottery is now 50% sold. Don't miss the incredible $8.3 million grand prize, the $2.3 million Niagara on the Lake grand prize, and the $2.2 million Georgian Bay grand prize. Buy early and call downtown Toronto home with the $1.2 million bonus prize, and escape with our world-famous $2.6 million early bird prize. Now 50% sold. PrincessMargaretLotto.com. Please watch the raffle number 1310850.
City News Time at 10:11. Let's go to the traffic center and get the latest on this vehicle fire eastbound 401. Justin, what's the latest?
This report brought to you by Chelsea Hotel Toronto and Brandon. The latest, that vehicle is still there and emergency crews are on scene. As you mentioned, there is a vehicle fire. It's on the eastbound 401. To be more specific, it's on the approach to James Snow that has the right lane blocked off. Crews have since put out the fire, but they are still on scene. It's not causing a delay of any kind, no slowdowns. But if you are traveling along the eastbound 401 through the Milton, Halton Hills area, it is still something to keep in mind since emergency crews are still on scene. Elsewhere, we'll move over to Vaughan on the southbound 400. We have gotten word from MTO that at Highway 7 in the collectors, it looks like the left lane's been blocked off due to a collision, and it looks like the vehicle is in a ditch. Emergency crews are also on scene for that problem, and again, it's not causing a delay, but if you are still traveling from Vaughan into Toronto along the southbound 400, it is still something to think about. Eastbound QEW now in Burlington, the ramp to Guelph line, the right lane still shut due to the stalled vehicle. Emergency crews are on scene. This one's not causing a delay either. Further east into Toronto now on the East Gardner, minor delays through the Humber Bridge, and again on the elevated part of the Gardner from Bathurst to Jarvis, but then it does clear up pretty well onto the DVP, but then we are still seeing on and off delays, very minor though, on the northbound DVP from Eglinton to Lawrence, and on the southbound side from the 401 to about south of Lawrence. Book Chelsea Hotel Toronto and save 15% off their renovated executive rooms. Enjoy free Wi-Fi and separate adult recreation area. Call 1-800-CHELSEA or visit chelseatoronto.com. Your next report is in less than 10 minutes, but first with the forecast, here is Denise Andriacci.
What a difference a couple of days make, because we are not tapping into that patio weather anymore. It's been unsettled throughout the day, windy, wet, and cool, and we'll continue with the showers into this evening. Overnight, still that chance of showers. We're mostly cloudy with sunny breaks for Thanksgiving Monday, but I would keep the umbrella handy, and it's still quite gusty and cool tomorrow. Winds gusting near 50 kilometers per hour. Highs near only 12 degrees. Our overnight low tonight, 7.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it is currently 8 degrees and cloudy. Coming up in just 60 seconds, your headlines and sports with Albert Kontesky.
Appleby College students are encouraged to see things in different ways and to embrace new opportunities and experiences. Fascinating minds have fascinating stories. If you're ready to write your story, please attend their in-person open house on Saturday, October 14th or Saturday, October 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Appleby College in Oakville is one of Canada's leading independent schools for students in grades 7 to 12. Please visit appleby.on.ca to register for an open house and to learn more.
Wonderbras online warehouse event is on now. You don't want to miss these broadtastic deals. Find your perfect Wonder Bra at 50 to 70% off. Shop this offer on wonderbra.ca. Hurry, the event ends Monday, October 9th.
Welcome to Waste Collection Safety 101. When you see a waste truck ahead, should you A, speed up, or B, pass slowly with caution? The answer is B. Keep waste collectors safe by slowing down and always passing with caution. A message from the City of Toronto. Toronto's news. Now, this is City News 680. Everywhere.
It's currently 8 degrees and cloudy here in downtown Toronto. Good evening. I'm Brandon DePond. Here are the top stories this hour. According to several Security Council members who spoke Sunday afternoon, no immediate action was taken following the UN Security Council emergency meeting. This says the death toll in Israel has passed 700. Meanwhile, more than 400 Palestinians have died in retaliatory attacks by Israel following Saturday morning's airstrikes led by Gaza militant group Hamas. Some 2,000 people have been wounded on each side. Elsewhere, the Taliban administration says more than 2,400 people have been killed by earthquakes in Afghanistan. Saturday's quakes in the west of the nation, including one of 6.3 magnitude, makes it one of the deadliest quakes this year. And coming up after sports, European soccer's governing body speaking out and taking action in response to the conflict between Israel and Gaza. City News time at 10:15. Now time for sports on this busy day full of football and postseason baseball. From Sportsnet 590, The Fan, here is Colin Teskey.
ALDS Game 2, Minnesota taking on the Houston Astros, and Minnesota has blown this game wide open. They're up 5-0 in the bottom of the sixth, and their starter, Pablo Lopez, still in the game. He's got 5 strikeouts, scattering 5 hits so far, pitching a gem right now for the Minnesota Twins as they lead 5-0, looking to even up the series at 1 game apiece, while the Texas Rangers went up 2-0, going into Baltimore, winning 11-8 in Game 2. They can advance to the ALCS with a win at home in Game number 3. While happening now, it's Sunday Night Football. 49ers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. They've got a 21-7 lead as we get ready to start the third quarter. We've got 2 touchdowns from George Kittle, 1 from Christian McCaffrey. Elsewhere across the NFL, the Buffalo Bills dropped to 3-2 as they lose in London to the Jaguars, 25-20. Steelers over the Ravens, 17-10. The Lions are 4-1. They beat the Panthers 42-24. Falcons over the Texans, 21-19. The Saints all over the Patriots, 34-0. Dolphins top Giants, 31-16. Colts edge the Titans, 23-16. The Bengals get a much-needed win, 34-20 over the Arizona Cardinals. Philadelphia Eagles go west and remain unbeaten and defeat the Rams, 23-14. Chiefs over the Vikings, 27-20. The Jets go in and beat Denver, 31-20 on the road. While F1, Max Verstappen wins in Qatar. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime. Sportsnet.ca.
Hey, why isn't your girlfriend drinking? I offered her one and she said no. She not feeling well?
She's fine. She's just pacing herself.
She can't keep up with you.
Man, look at the size of her. I've got a good 60 pounds on her. Of course she can't.
Studies show that when a man and woman drink the same amount of alcohol under the same conditions, a woman's blood alcohol level will be higher due to biological differences. Speak your mind. ChangeTheConversation.ca. Sponsored by Beer Canada.
Let the soundtrack to your summer be worry-free leakage protection from Depend. It's time to say yes to every road trip, weekend away, backyard barbecue, family activity, or adventure that comes your way. Depend bladder leakage underwear for men and women are designed for all-day protection to help keep you dry, no matter what your day has in store. Learn more about Depend solutions at Depend.ca. Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
City News Time 10:18. European soccer's governing body UEFA has postponed all matches scheduled in Israel over the next 2 weeks. UEFA says it made the decision in light of the current security situation in Israel following a surprise attack by Palestinian militants. It has yet to announce new dates for the games, including for Israel's matchup against Switzerland in the 2024 European Championship qualifying, which had been scheduled for Thursday in Tel Aviv. City News Time at 10:19. The UK Supreme Court is set to weigh whether the British government's contentious policy to send asylum seekers to Rwanda is lawful. The government is challenging a court of appeal ruling that said the policy intended to deter people from risking their lives crossing the English Channel in small boats is unlawful because the East African nation is not a safe place to send them. 3 days of arguments are scheduled to begin tomorrow. City News Time at 10:19. Now stateside, where the area around the historic Maui town of Lahaina